think the Knicks are going to throw out stuff that Cade hasn't seen, and they're going to be well prepared. And I think that's going to help them, especially early in the series. And I think there's a good chance he struggles to react on the fly game 1, game 2.
Maybe you will see some of those first playoff jitters from Cade over the first couple games. It's a really good point.
Together they talk sports and dreams, right behind the scenes. It seems Fingers and wide, who the call, who's the greatest, who will fall with this rivalry. Loud and clear, join the chat. It's time to hear sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew Sistat, glad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode number, help me out Andrew.
40.
40. Wow. Big 4-0. Sean Kemp. Andrew is very nervous for the NBA playoffs to start, so he asked me to do the intro. Today on the show, we will be covering the New York Knicks, Andrew's beloved Knicks, and their first round matchup against the Detroit Pistons. Spoiler alert, I think that the Knicks are going to mop the floor with the Pistons, but we'll get into it. We will also touch on the rest of the NBA, touch on a little bit of the rest of the Eastern Conference, and we'll talk about the Western Conference as well. So let's dive right in.
It's the big 40, which is not really, it's a 40th episode, but it's really your 40th birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Come on, man. I'm not that much older than you.
We'll do a special episode for when you turn 40 also.
Yeah.
If we're still doing this.
I was going to say, hopefully we have, I just turned 35, so 5 more years. We got it. We can do it.
Okay. Where are we starting with the Knicks?
We're starting with the Knicks, man. Have at it.
Knicks Pistons. I got a bunch of stuff on the Knicks. So I'll just do a little bit of a summary. Quick summary. Obviously, Knicks, everyone knows, 3 seed, Pistons to 6 seed. Knicks went 51-32, Pistons 44-38. Overall net rating, this might be surprising to you. The Knicks were 8th. The Pistons were 13th. In offensive net rating, do you know where the Knicks finished?
Top 5? Is it 5th?
Yeah, it's 5th. For about the first 50, 60 games, the Knicks were second in offensive net rating, and then they really did struggle. Even before Brunson got hurt, they struggled. Pistons were 16th in offensive net rating. That's not their strength. They need to play defense. They need to play physical. The other thing is, in defensive net rating, I didn't say that right. In defensive net rating, Knicks were 14th. Pistons were 11th.
Okay.
Pistons won the season series 3-1. The last game was kind of a joke. Knicks didn't take it seriously. There was a game that Cat missed. Dude, I know you think it's a joke, haha, the Pistons, right? Like, haha, because they've been bad, so the name, like, how can anyone take them seriously? But it's a bad matchup for the Knicks. I'm not saying that I think the Knicks are going to lose the series, but it's a bad matchup because they have Asir Thompson to guard Jalen Brunson, a big, long arm wing defender that Brunson really struggles with. And then they have Isaiah Stewart and Duran that could be on Cat that cause him trouble. So they do have like the perfect defenders to put on the Knicks' best 2 players. So it's not a really good matchup for the Knicks from that aspect. And the Knicks come into the series struggling. The Knicks did not finish the regular season strong. They found a way to lose a lot of games late that they should have won. And there's an overall sentiment among Knicks fans that it's just very down right now. They're not feeling good about the team. And they're very worried about the Pistons. And then they have almost no hope in the second round if they make it past the Pistons.
Wow. Well, I mean, cross that bridge when you get to it as far as the second round goes. I hear what you're saying as far as perhaps defensively, the Pistons can throw some looks to make the Knicks struggle a little bit. On the flip side of that, and I'm sure you're going to know better than me, and you're going to have all of the stats to back it up, but I would feel very good about the Knicks defenders on Detroit's offense.
Just not Cade.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, he's one of these guards that's just going to get his, just like Brunson is, but I think the Knicks have plenty of athletic wings that they could put on Cade to slow him down. take your pick. Hart, OG, Mikal.
Well, here's the problem with that, actually. So it's really weird. Did you listen to that? Did you check out that other episode I did, the Knicks mailbag episode?
I listened to about half of it, yeah.
So it's really strange, but Bridges was really bad against ball handling guards this year. Like, that was his thing. That was his reputation. You put him. The idea was you put Bridges on the ball handling guard. You put OG on the playmaking wing, or 4, and that's that's a really good 1-2 punch defensively. But the problem is Bridges has been really bad against ball handling guards, really, really bad. Like the efficiency rating against him is, I think it was at one point in the season, towards the end of the season, he had like the 5th worst efficiency rating against. Like
What?
It was really weird. He's been pretty bad in that role this year.
Huh.
And Hart's just too small for Cade. Cade's like significantly bigger than Hart. It's not a good matchup. OG's the guy to put on him, but then you're missing out. Then the Pistons have size advantage everywhere else. Bridges is the thing about Bridges. Cade is a really he's a really strong player. Bridges is kind of weak.
Wow. Okay. Well,
they're gonna have to put OG on him. They're gonna have to put OG on him. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure. But another thing about that is, dude, is like what the thing that concerns me about Cade is, obviously they're gonna attack the Knicks with a bunch of ball screens to try to get Brunson and Cat on him. Like, that's the idea, is to just hunt those 2 matchups.
Of course.
So if the Knicks will try to fight over those screens. So because they don't want Brunson or Cat in that situation, that's just bad. And then, but they have to. I've been saying this about pretty much when they go against the Celtics, if and when they go against the Celtics too. It's really important that the Pistons bring Bridges defender on an on-ball screen, that the Knicks just concede the switch and let Bridges take Cade. Because it's not, even though I'm saying he struggled against guards, it doesn't mean that it's not a huge. I don't look at it as, oh, this is a terrible matchup. It's like going against Brunson or Cat. It's not we're trying to fight through the screen and cause chaos and be in rotation and be playing and chasing. So you just have to concede that and let Bridges. Yeah, you just have to concede that and hope Bridges can defend Cade. I think that they're at some point they're going to probably end up, if he's doing well, they're going to just end up blitzing him and make these other guys beat them. And there's no Ivy. He's out.
There you go. Why do you think he's struggled on these guards this year? I mean, what is it?
Yeah,
he's
I don't really know.
Physically, right? Yeah,
he's just it's not like he has shown flashes and has had games where he's good, but it's just very strange. He's just really struggled against them. It's very strange. It's not what his reputation was at all. And Cade's could score 30 points per game in the 4 games against the Knicks, with Bridges as the primary defender.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I still think that that the Knicks are going to kick their ass, but
dude, I think the Knicks are going to win, but there's a lot of concerns. It's not a good matchup. I think the Knicks are going to win for a couple of reasons. One, I think that Knicks are going to win the close games, and because of the schedule of the first round of time off, the depth advantage that the Pistons have is less significant in this round than it is throughout the regular season, or even in a round where there's not as many days off. Because I was going to get into the Pistons' strength is their depth. They have 10 guys in their rotation that averaged over 20 minutes per game. The Knicks have 6. But I don't think that's going to be as huge of a factor with all the off time going into the series, and then there's an extra days between 2 different games in the series.
Yeah, depth does not matter as much in the playoffs, as we know. The bench
It matters on a long playoff run,
perhaps, but I mean, in these tight playoff series, the bench is going to shrink. They're going to have, each team is going to play 7, 8 guys. Hopefully everybody stays out of foul trouble, so you don't have to dig too deep into the bench. But I hear what you're saying, and yes, if I was a Knicks fan, perhaps you're convincing me that the matchup might be a little concerning.
There's reasons to be concerned. That's all I'm saying.
There's reasons to be, I wouldn't even say concerned. I don't know. I don't know if there's a better word for it, but I think this early on in the playoffs, I think matchups are a little bit more relevant as you get into later rounds of the playoffs, because at that point, the teams are more evenly matched. And I just don't think that this Pistons team is anywhere close to the talent of the Knicks. Yeah, Cade's great. We all love Cade, and it's a great story from kind of, that this team is on the come up now after spending years and years in basketball hell. So good for them. They should be enjoying it.
Crazy turnaround for them.
Yeah, and we'll see what the future holds for them. But right now, this they're not. They just can't hang with the Knicks. They just don't have the talent, and maybe they'll get there next year. But right now, I just think there's way too much firepower on the Knicks too, and I just don't think they'll be able to keep up.
I think that I kind of agree, but I kind of agree. So the Pistons don't have great 3-point shooters. They have Malik Beasley, who's never been a great 3-point shooter in his career until this year. He's hit over 300 threes and he's at 41%. I don't know how he did that. But outside of him, they don't have great 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
They have your boy Tobias Harris.
I was going to say that, yeah. I mean, come on.
He had a good season. I know your experience with him with the Sixers, especially the last couple of years, was bad. But in this role, like the veteran, like role player, play defense, shoot threes, he's been pretty good this year.
Do you know how many points he scored in his last game as a 76er? Well, let me ask you this. Yes. How did you know?
I think I was watching that game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Tobias Harris, good guy. I can't take you seriously if Tobias Harris is playing significant minutes for you. And yeah, can he do these things where he can defend a little bit? He's a decent 3-point shooter. Sure, fine. But he's just not somebody that I'm afraid of in a playoff series.
Speaking of that, let me list a few players. You tell me who, outside of Cade, who scares you the most.
Okay.
Tim Hardaway. Tobias Harris. Malik Beasley. Dennis Schroeder.
Who scares me the most?
You have to choose one. You have to choose one.
I have my answer. My answer is Tim Hardaway. I agree with that. I think he is the most likely to have one of these games where he just, shoots.
Gets hot.
Right. Yeah. He'll go 9 for 13 with 4 threes,
I agree.
And look, those are, they're decent names. Schroeder, I've always been a fan of Schroeder's. I think he's just a really solid guard. He could do a little bit of everything. He could handle a little bit. He could shoot. He could drive. He can handle. I said handle already, but he's got a little bit of length. And Tobias Harris, like I said, is fine. And Beasley, shot the lights out of the gym this year. So it's not the 2022 Detroit Pistons. Like, this team, they're good, and they seem to be pretty well coached. They play together and they play tough defense. Just that kind of stuff, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily translate when you start playing postseason basketball.
I agree. I agree.
Of all of the sports, I think the difference between regular season to postseason is the most vast in the NBA. So
I agree. No, I do agree, and that's a good point. I do think the reason I'm most confident the Knicks are going to win the series, and we'll wait till I give our pick, but I think it's because when you have a team that has one dynamic offensive player, because Ivy would be too, but he's out. And you give a coaching staff and a team a week to prepare to defend that player and defend that team. It makes it really tough for that one player who's playing in his first playoff game, first playoff series, to react on the fly to that. So I think the Knicks are going to throw out stuff that Cade hasn't seen, and they're going to be well prepared. And I think that's going to help them, especially early in the series. Then Cade will react to, give it after a couple games. But I think there's a good chance he struggles to react on the fly, game 1, game 2. And it's much easier to defend a team that doesn't have all these other weapons compared to the Pistons have a week to figure out how to stop the Knicks. Well, it's not as simple because the Knicks have a lot more players that can beat you. So I think that's why it's a huge advantage for the Knicks.
Of course, yeah. I think that you'll, who knows, but maybe you will see some of those first playoff jitters from Cade over the first couple games. It's a really good point. Plus, we haven't even mentioned the number one advantage that the Knicks have.
You're
Say
gonna
it.
make
Say it.
what joke?
Come on.
OG?
No, the
Is that
Mecca. I mean, it's
the
you know. I
Mecca?
mean, you
Oh, the
think these
Mecca.
young Pistons are coming into the Mecca
Oh
and
God.
stealing a game, dude? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. What are you
A few
nuts?
more things. So the Knicks were 6th in turnovers, that's 6th fewest. The Pistons were 22nd. So they turned the ball over.
Yeah, mark of a young team.
I think a big matchup is going to be the Knicks' offensive skill set versus the Pistons' physicality. In their matchups, the Pistons were very physical, and that's the way that they have played most of the season, is that they grind, out-hustle teams, get physical with teams, slow the game down.
What do they think? They're the bad boy Pistons of the 80s,
They think
man?
they're the bad
Come
boy
on.
Pistons.
Wow.
They are as close as they're pretty close considering relative to the era, to the time.
So you know what's interesting to me? What you just said, this team that's gonna out hustle, out physical you. I feel like you
The
and I have
Knicks.
had conversations of the Knicks being that team. So
That's what they were.
What's going on? What happened?
That's not the team they are anymore.
Why?
They traded that. They traded Devo, and they morphed into this 5-out, more skilled team. It's different when you're starting Mitch at the 5 and you're starting Cat at the 5, and they don't have Diva. Bridges is like not as much of a grinder, physical type player. He's more of a skill,
Right.
fade away. He avoids contact.
Wow.
Diva, you saw the fight he got in.
Oh, he's
saw
so
that
tough.
fight, right?
He's so tough. Right.
But it's different. You change a couple players and things change. It just
Sure.
changed. It's not the Knicks are soft. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they're not.
That
They're
might be
not
what
this
you're
like
saying.
grinded out, out hustle everyone type of team this year. That's not who they were. That's who Josh Hart is still. That's kind of who Jalen Brunson is, but it's not how the whole team is. Like Isaiah Hartenstein, losing him is a big aspect of that.
Right. Fair enough. Well, I think that all that stuff kind of levels out when you hit the playoffs. The intensity ratchets up for both teams. Like you said, there's a lot of time to prepare and game plan for these guys and throw different looks at them. I would be absolutely stunned if the Knicks lost this series. Stunned.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Knicks were 5th worst in 3-point percentage against and total 3-point field goals made against. So watch out. Tim Hardaway, Malik Beasley.
Maybe.
Tobias Harris. Watch
Hold on.
out.
So you wouldn't be stunned if the
No. Stunned? No.
Dude,
The Knicks,
that's crazy.
The Knicks have been a very volatile team. They've been at their best. They've been incredible. Like at least I could see them beating the Celtics and Cavs at their best, and then at their worst, I think they could easily lose to the Pistons.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't be stunned. I expect the Knicks to win, but I wouldn't be stunned. No, definitely not.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the matchup versus Cade, but we already talked about that. I think they're going to do a lot of OG, some Bridges. And then I mentioned Sir Thompson versus Brunson. What else is there? I think I talked about we mentioned the depth, how the Pistons have crazy 10 rotation players at 20 plus minutes on average, but I don't think we both don't think it's going to play out that much.
Right.
Because the Knicks only had 6. Let's see. Bickerstaff versus Tibbs. I think it's like they're kind of similar coaches.
Yeah, clearly.
A lot of pressure on Tibbs. You hear any of this? A lot of people think that I even think that if they lose to the Pistons, that there's a really good chance Tibbs gets fired.
Wow. And you think that would be ridiculous?
I don't necessarily think it'd be ridiculous, but I don't think it's going to solve the problem. I think there's some potential. I want to see how this plays out in the playoffs, but there's some questions about the roster, how it fits. Can a Brunson Cat as your top 2 players really be a championship team, given that they're bad defensive players? They're huge minuses. And I also think that if it looks really bad in the playoffs and they don't look like they're close to these teams and they lose to the Pistons, I think that usually signals a lot of changes, dramatic changes.
Wow.
But I just don't know. I just don't know if firing Tibbs is the answer.
Roster-wise too, or no?
Yeah, I think it potentially. But I don't think firing Tibbs solves the roster problem. But I also understand that that's. So I don't know. I don't think it's a crazy thing to do, but I also don't think it solves. It wouldn't be like, I wouldn't think like, okay, they bring in a new coach, problem solved.
Right. They got to get a Mike D'Antoni type, man.
Oh God.
Maximize that offense. Again, I think it would be insane if they lost. So what is your prediction? Do you want to tell us?
Knicks in 5.
Yes. Good. That's mine too. So look at you. So all
Oh, you
that
have them winning a
worrying and
game.
yeah, I
Wow.
mean
Yeah.
Here's what'll happen. Knicks obviously will not lose any at the Mecca.
Oh God, you.
Knicks win games 1 and 2. Detroit is super fired up. They're finally having a playoff game in Detroit again, so they win game 3, and then they lose games 4 and 5, and then the Knicks win games 4 and 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that the gentleman's sweep that they call, or no? I know you love a
No,
good
that's it.
gentleman's
That's
sweep.
if you.
So
Yeah, that's if you lose. If you win. If the
you lose
losing
the
team wins
first
game
one.
4. No, the losing team wins game 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless they just talk. Yeah, I think that's
no.
what.
I thought it was when the underdog team wins game 1, and then the better team wins the next 4.
Is it maybe? I mean, is it just losing in 5 games?
It might be. Let's chat GPT it. What do you think?
Let's not. Who cares?
I do. Now I'm curious.
All right, look it up.
I am. This is a gentleman's. Ooh, some of these searches are.
So I do have here. I did note potential implications for the Knicks. I mean, we talked about that. I think if the Knicks lost the series, Tibbs would get fired. I think there'd be more rumors about the potential KD trade. You'd see some sort of reaction if they lost to the Pistons. I don't think they're going to lose to the Pistons, but if they did, that'd be a really disappointing way to end the season.
Wow, even for you, huh?
Yeah, even for me.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah, I didn't call it a failed season.
Okay. Well, Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5.
I wonder what the odds.
Both of us. Look, I don't know. We can't look it up or anything.
I thought you might have known. You won't bet though, right? There's 2.
I don't bet when I already have an emotional.
Yes, I'm the same way. Not that I very rarely bet anyway, but.
Well, I mean I don't see the line here. I just see DraftKings has it. The Knicks at 59% to win the series.
That's it?
So it's basically 60-40. Yeah. Most people wouldn't be stunned. It's only you.
59%?
Yeah, you can call it 60-40.
Huh. That is interesting, man. That seems way too friggin' low.
What do you think it should be?
I think it should be at least like
You
high
think it should
60s.
be 90-10.
That's right.
All right. Want to talk about the other Eastern Conference matchups?
Sure.
We're recording this on Monday, April 14th, so the play-in hasn't started yet. So when this is out, the play-in will still be going on. So we don't know all the matchups. But we're talking about the Eastern Conference right now. So does it really matter who the 7-8 seed is? 7-8 seed are?
7-8 seed? No, not really. I mean, I guess just for fun.
Can I throw one thing out there for you?
Sure.
If the Magic are playing who in the 7-8?
Magic are playing the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay, say the Magic lose to the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
And then they beat the 9-10 winner.
Uh-huh.
Right, so the Magic get the 8th seed.
Yep.
I think the Magic out of the 7, 8, 9, 10, those 4 teams in the play-in in the East, the Magic are the only team that have a chance to compete with the Cavs. I think that'd be a tough series for the Cavs.
I would absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
I think the Magic could win like 2 games. They could actually compete with the Cavs.
Yeah, I do too. That's
what I'm rooting to
good
happen.
Call by you. Yeah, I bet you are. And that so that would make it the Celtics and the Hawks. So they would wipe the.
No, the Knicks would play
the
Celtics. Knicks are going to play well. Oh, Celtics and the Hawks in round 1. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, you wish the Knicks were playing the Hawks, dude.
I do. I really do.
Yeah.
So the Celtics are going to cruise. They're going to. I mean, I don't think the Magic would compete with the Celtics either. So I think the Celtics are going to win easily.
Yes, I agree.
And if the Cavs get anyone other than the Magic, it's going to be probably a sweep. Like if the Cavs got like the Hawks.
Yes.
It's a sweep.
Yep. Dude, I feel like are the Chicago Bulls the 9 seed like every year? I feel like every single year, dude. They're like hosting the play-in game against the 10 seed.
Such
That's
a terrible
wild.
place to be in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Like constantly like making the play-in tournament.
Crazy.
So Pacers Bucks is the 4-5. Good series.
I think that's probably a good series.
No Dame though. Well, most likely no Dame.
Oh, okay. So that changes things for sure.
He has that blood clot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but there's not enough. They haven't ruled him out. They're like, it's getting better. He can't fly yet.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's getting better. Although,
Well, he's getting better. Is he getting better enough or fast enough?
right.
I don't know. And then he's gonna come back at not well conditioned and play in a playoff game. He's not even that great of a player anymore as it is.
Wow.
I don't think that's realistic. But I mean, so Giannis basically just gonna have to carry them.
Wow. Okay. Well, I wouldn't even know who I would pick in that series then, man. Now that that's the case.
Well, I have a pick, but I'm going to save my pick for the bold prediction segment.
All right. Bucks in 4, you're going to say. Wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just go with whoever has the best player. I just pick that team.
That's right.
In every series.
That's right.
None of it matters. Oh, the best player. That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Giannis is by far the best player in that series, though.
Of course he is. Yeah. So, what do you think? Anything stand out to you? I mean, or are we just going to say it's a Celtics Cavaliers collision course and, you know?
I don't think in the East anything stands out. Like I said, if the Cavs get the Magic in round 1, I think the Magic have somewhat of a chance to put up a fight more than anyone else. The Celtics are going to cruise. Maybe they lose a game. You know, we talked about the Knicks, Pistons, Pacers, Bucks. I have a bold prediction on that. I don't. Let's just say this. I don't believe that Pacers or Bucks are making a run to the conference finals unless barring some crazy injury to one of these other top teams.
Right.
Because they'll play the winner of they'll likely play the Cavs in round 2. The winner of that series plays the Cavs. Right. Winner of Pacers Bucks plays the Cavs.
Yes. Yep.
And I don't really see either of those teams being the Cavs.
Unless the Pistons win. Right? Is that
unless the Pistons
do they reseed? Yeah. Yeah.
But you said that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah. Don't worry about it. So
we don't need to worry about that.
Don't worry about it. All right. So Cavs, Celtics, conference final. And then
Celtics.
So okay. Oh, good. Good.
You
finally
agree, right?
come around. Dude, you know I agree.
I'm not. What do you mean I finally? Wait, hold on a second. I finally came around to thinking that the Celtics are good, like they're the best team.
Yeah, you finally came around, dude. Welcome.
I think the Cavs are awesome.
Welcome to the side of logic and reason.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Can I stay? Can I stay a while?
Happy to have you aboard.
All right. Implications for the Knicks. I put down here. I guess if somehow the Celtics lost, that'd be great.
Wait, say that again. What do you mean?
If somehow the Celtics lost, that'd be great for the Knicks.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's not going to happen though.
Not going to happen.
All right, Western Conference.
Sure.
The Western Conference
very interesting. Very interesting.
The play-ins are interesting.
The whole thing, dude. The play-in.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And everything like 1 through 8. God, you are going to hate my Western Conference basketball.
Well, I already know.
I don't think you do. I
you don't like OKC. You're not a believer in the Thunder. Something about because they're from Oklahoma or the name, or because you don't know anything about SGA.
I used to love the Durant, Harden, and Westbrook Thunder. That team was great. Ton of fun.
Because you don't respect. You don't. I don't understand. I really don't get it.
All right. So
let's talk about the play-ins. The play-in tournaments are actually the play-in games are actually relevant in the West because, take the Warriors Grizzlies. If the Warriors win that game and get the 7th seed, then they play the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a 50-50 series, isn't it?
Oh my god. Actually, I don't know. Maybe, probably not. But maybe I think that
probably
the Rockets,
not in what sense?
I think
the Rockets
that the
are much better.
No, I think that the Rockets. I don't know. I just think that the Rockets are so much younger and more physically spry and energetic and physical, it seems. But I think that the Warriors just have so much more talent and skill. So I don't know. I mean, there is a world where, the Rockets just go in and they, you know, Coach Udoka's just got a real game plan and he just goes and knocks them around for 4 or 5 games. But I mean, on the other hand, I just think the Warriors are still really good. I think Steph is great. I know this is the thing that you hate the most in sports, but playoff Jimmy is coming to town starting
Sucks.
tomorrow night.
He's not even
He
good.
doesn't
Get out of
suck.
here. He's not
Does
good. He's fine. Like as you would say, he's fine.
He's not fine in the playoffs. He's good.
We'll see.
See, you just push back against the idea that he's good during the season. Like, you hate that he's not good during the season and he turns it on in the playoffs. But you
Yeah,
still
he
have
tries
to...
harder all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't praise a player that doesn't try in the regular season and then acts like it's not like a special skill set. It's just he's trying. That's not like let's praise him for trying.
Well, okay, you don't have to give him a hug and say attaboy, but you can recognize oh, this guy is clearly way better in the playoffs, and that's a thing. So what you should say is Jimmy Butler's great, but I find it annoying that he never tries in the regular season. Like that.
No,
that
I don't.
would be a fair thing to say.
I don't
But
think.
instead
I don't think
you
this
say,
is.
"Oh, playoff Jimmy's not real." It's like
It's not a real thing.
Of course it is.
It's not a real thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're
You are
gonna see.
so silly.
No, you're gonna see how bad he plays in this playoffs, and then you'll tell me that
What makes you think he's going to be bad?
he's not that good anymore.
Yeah. How do you know? The playoffs haven't started
Stats are
yet.
bad.
He hasn't tried all year.
No, he did try he definitely was trying after the
You
trade.
think so?
Yeah,
How do you know?
definitely. I mean, in watching their games,
Oh,
I can tell he was trying.
No. You can't be you can't be an eye test guy right now, dude.
Okay, well, how else can you quantify someone trying other than watching? You can't. There's no such way. There's no way. There's no effort metric. There's no this guy. There's no way to quantify it without other than watching. If I had a stat to quantify it, I would.
I guess we'll see. But he does this every year, and
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. So the Rockets, their thing is defense.
Yes.
They were, where did they finish? Fourth on defensive net rating in the league.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do you know who the top three were?
Top three defensively?
Defensive net ratings. Defensive net rating teams.
Oklahoma City.
Yep, they were one.
Boston.
We were just talking about this team. No, Boston's no. They're behind the Rockets at fifth. We were just talking about number 2.
Golden State?
No, they're 7th. We were talking about this team before, though. We were in the Eastern Conference.
I don't know. Milwaukee?
Oh my God, Milwaukee? No,
we talked about a lot of teams here, man. All right.
The Magic.
Oh.
And then third, any idea who the third is? We haven't talked about them yet.
The Timberwolves.
No, they're 6th.
Then no, I don't know.
The Clippers. Okay, so back to what we were talking about before I took us in a different direction. So you're saying you don't think Warriors Rockets would be 50-50 because you think the Warriors would be have a significant advantage, you're saying?
I wouldn't say significant, but I think that they have the advantage. I would pick them to win. But
I would probably pick them to win too.
That's not one that I would be stunned if they lost.
I would pick them to win also. But I view it as more of 50-50. But
Rockets they're the Western Conference Pistons. They try really hard.
No, they're better than that. Come on, dude. Come on. They're better than that.
Well, the Western Conference.
They won 52 games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, style-wise.
If they were
right, not a lot of talent.
They have a lot of athleticism. They don't have a lot of shooting,
which would be my concern about them facing the Warriors, because the Warriors are very, they're very finesse, except for Jimmy, really. But everything else there is finesse and shooting. Whereas, Houston is big and physical, and they'll knock you on your ass. So, again, I'd still pick them. I wouldn't be shocked if Houston 1. I wouldn't be. I would be way more shocked if the Pistons beat the Knicks than if the Rockets beat the Warriors. Fair, right?
I can accept that. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be shocked either way, though. So, what if the Grizzlies? Any chance you give the Grizzlies any chance to beat the Warriors in that game? I mean, obviously it's one game.
Yeah, exactly. It's one game. So yes,
that would be disappointing, right? You'd much rather see the Grizzlies play, the Warriors play the Rockets.
I would,
because unless you think if the Warriors lose that game and then beat the 9-10 winner of the 9-10 matchup and they get the 8 seed and they play a Thunder, you'd pick the Warriors to beat the Thunder, probably, wouldn't you?
I don't know about that. No, I just think that I don't know. I really just don't trust anyone on the Warriors except for Steph and Jimmy. But I don't know. I don't know who I'd pick in that series.
You don't trust Draymond?
Not really. I mean, he's great at his role, but
he's great at what he does, but he's not. Yeah. He's not. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He's actually. I mean, it's kind of crazy how much he impacts the game defensively.
Of course,
where he can guard like the ball handling guard, and then he can guard the 5. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of him though.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't like his antics.
You mean like when he punched Jordan Poole in the face?
I don't know. No, I didn't really like that.
He's just such a competitor, man.
Yeah. That's what a competitor does.
Yeah, that's right.
You saw what he said about Cat a month ago.
What did he say? Oh my god.
Yeah. So Cat missed the game against the Warriors. Right, it was like right after the Jimmy Butler trade. So Draymond on his podcast was saying how like he was afraid of Jimmy Butler because that whole situation in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. He was avoiding Jimmy Butler, but Cat had someone like a family member, a friend of his wife or something a funeral, and then he didn't apologize when Draymond found out the real reason he missed the game. He didn't even apologize.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's soft. He's scared of Jim. In fact, he hasn't played a game against Jimmy Butler one time in the 6 years that he's been traded. He just always happens to miss that game.
So 9-10 Kings Mavs. That's a really boring game in my opinion. I'm probably not going to watch it.
Yep.
The Kings fired their coach. They were fine. 40-42. The Mavs, we all know the situation. Mm-hmm. If you want to watch AD play, I'm not watching that game.
No, that's the one thing that sucks about the Western Conference playoffs is that they're so good and entertaining. There's so many good series going on here, but they all start so damn late. So I won't be able to watch.
No, on the weekend they won't though. On the Saturday and Sunday you'll get like a late afternoon game.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so Kings, Mavs, whoever wins, they play the loser of the 7-8 game, which, I mean, I wouldn't be, between the Kings, Mavs, and Grizzlies, I wouldn't be surprised if any of those teams ended up as the 8 seed.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if you'd be surprised if the Warriors didn't make it at all, right? If they just lost 2 in a row?
Yes.
That'd be surprising.
Although, Steph Curry is 0-3 in play-in tournament games. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But he never had playoff Jimmy with him, so.
Yeah, that must be it.
So are you ready for my bold prediction?
Well, you want to go through? You want to give me your bold prediction now? Or you want to go through the other Western Conference?
I'll give you my bold prediction. I'll give you my bold prediction now.
Okay, because I really do like the other 2 Western Conference first round series. But let's go. Give me your bold prediction first.
So my bold prediction is that we will have an all Los Angeles Western Conference Finals. I think it will be Lakers Clippers meeting in the last round of the conference playoffs for the right to go to the NBA Finals. You probably think that's insane.
I don't think that's insane at all.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that's so the Nuggets Clippers are the 4-5, right? Mm-hmm. So you're picking the Clippers.
I am.
I think that's an awesome series. That's so fun.
I agree. The Clippers have been really good.
Amazing.
The last 19-3
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Extremely impressive. Really good defensively. Harden and Kawhi working really well together. Kawhi looked great yesterday. I was actually watching some of that. I don't know if you were watching any of that Clippers-Warriors game.
I didn't watch any of it.
Kawhi was awesome. He was like every bit every bit.
Well, his numbers are incredible, but dude, aren't you concerned in your bold prediction? Aren't you concerned about him staying healthy through these series?
Well, that's why it's bold, baby. Come on. But
That is a
yes,
concern.
of course that's a concern. But he also played 47 minutes yesterday and looked like the machine. Like he looked like Kawhi from maybe not San Antonio, but he looked
Toronto.
Yeah. Yes.
His numbers show that he's been amazing.
Everything's going. Yep. The 3-pointer
28 points per game,
in.
like 53%. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
crazy.
He and I hate to even say this, and it's going to absolutely contradict everything I just said for the past 20 minutes, but I mean, Jimmy Butler had like no shot against him yesterday, like on either end of the floor. Like,
Not surprised.
Yeah, like Kawhi basically like bullied him yesterday. You think I know you don't think this, but you think Jimmy Butler, you think like big, strong, like tough guy who's not going to get pushed around.
I think that. I do think that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kawhi Kawhi pushed him around like it was nothing, which is would be really concerning. For
I do think
for
Jimmy
playoff
Butler
Jimmy fans.
that's his type of play style. I just don't think he's. I mean, I look at his numbers. I know he's not a very good shooter. He doesn't shoot threes. Like he's. Anyway, he has deficiencies in his game. Anyway, I'm with you on the Clippers being the Nuggets. It's kind of weird. The whole thing with Mike Malone's so strange.
Yeah, that was so weird, man. So weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
It's so strange. Yeah, I like the Clippers in that series. I just don't have confidence in the Clippers going forward that Kawhi's going to stay healthy.
Yes, that's obviously totally a fair point.
And then Lakers T-Wolves. You probably don't give the Timberwolves a chance, knowing you.
No, I do. This is why like the Western Conference I think is so interesting and fun. I absolutely give the Timberwolves a chance against the Lakers.
Cousin Edwards.
Yeah, Uncle Edwards.
Uncle Edwards.
No, I do. I still I still like the Lakers. I think in the playoffs, not that this is like super groundbreaking, but yeah, I know you poked fun at it before, but I think that the star players show up.
I just don't know who's the best player in that series?
It's Luka. I don't know. Maybe it's Edwards. I don't know.
It's close. I think it's probably Luka too, but it's close.
Yeah, but by far the second best player.
The combination.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even close.
Not Julius Randle.
Oh, good call. Devo. Threvo?
No, Nas Reed.
Yep,
Timberwolves have a lot of good players.
That'll be an exciting series. Listen, my bold prediction very well could be done after. I could have both teams out after round one. So,
well, your bold prediction's done if one of them's out. So,
yes,
but the Timberwolves they have all they have Gobert, Nas, and Randall that I think could cause the Lakers some problems, but. I do think like the Lakers just have. I mean, with the extra rest too, LeBron's going to be incredible. Luka's. I mean, I think it's very legitimate to think that the Lakers are going to go to the finals or come out of the West. But no, the Thunder are going to come out of the West.
Okay. That dude, I would be surprised if the Thunder won the West. I would actually be like. Pretty not shocked, I guess, but like I'm sorry. I guess we could talk about it now. I'm so not sold on them. I just don't think that they're going to go very far. I think that they're fine. They're young. They try hard, which is cool. It's fun. I'm just not a believer in SGA. I think he's great. Yeah, he's fine, but I don't know. There's
Wait, really? Wait, what about him specifically are you not a believer in?
I just don't think I don't know. I guess I just don't like...
You have some sort of bias against him.
No, it's just, maybe it's his play style. He definitely is a pretty good foul grifter. I don't know. I just don't... I haven't taken them seriously since they got good. And
you have some personal bias against him. That's all it
There's
is.
not a personal bias against
There
him.
has to be.
No.
You don't take him seriously. You don't know why. You just don't. How could you describe that anything other than a personal bias?
Because I don't think they're very good. Like I just don't. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
you're not giving a reason, which means it's just because of
Because
bias
no,
based on
it's
nothing.
because people think SGA is good. I think he's pretty good. He's not
Again,
like this.
that's your bias. You determined he wasn't good early on. People
Good.
keep saying he's good, so now you just dig your feet in. You said no, he's not good. He's not good. The
No.
more people to tell me, the more I don't believe it.
Maybe there's some truth to that, but
Okay.
he's just like he's fine, and he's a foul baiter, and all that stuff is
He's not
cool,
just
and
fine.
it's fine
His numbers
in the
are
regular
incredible.
season. Stop.
Oh God. Okay.
He
Anyway,
tries hard in the regular season. Cool. No other team with stars tries hard in the regular season.
that's ridiculous. That's
So,
not true.
These teams.
That's not true. That's just made up.
You know it's true. Like
No, it's not true at all. You're making it up.
don't tell me. Like stop. I'm not scared of Jalen Williams. Stop.
Okay.
I'm just not. He's not. He's fine. They're fine. Okay, they have fun. They're young. Great. Oh,
Hold on a second.
they
They're
did the
obviously better than
process the
fine.
right way. No.
Wait, hold on. If you obviously know they're better than they're fine. If they were fine, they wouldn't have went 68 and 14. They're obviously better than fine. You can't just say, "Oh, they tried harder." They went 16 and 14. You don't just try hard.
Stop.
Like, come on. No, you stop.
Okay, all right, we'll see.
They're fine.
So you're picking the Thunder to,
No, here's
to
the thing.
win the West,
If you-
and, win the championship. Like,
But dude, if you think that they
Chet is tall. It's
Hold
just
on a second. Hold on. It's fine that you think that they're not going to make it to the finals, and you'd be surprised. But you don't need to then say that everyone's fine. SGA's not good.
Okay.
Clearly,
I will tell you.
they have really good players. They went 68 and 14. Like you don't need to. You can have your opinion. You don't need to go to an extreme level to explain or defend your opinion. You don't need to do that. They went 16 and 14. They have players. If everyone was fine, that wouldn't have happened. They would have went like 41 and 41 if everyone was fine.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think you and I view basketball, and look, you are in the majority of this. I'm clearly not. You're
just making stuff up.
No, I just view it differently. That's all. I don't find them super good.
But how explain, how do you go 68 and 14 without being super good? How do you do that?
You are getting so mad right now, dude. Calm down.
Explain that.
Dude, are you calm?
You're deflecting. Can you explain that? Okay, very calmly.
Okay.
Can you explain how a team could be 68 and 14 and not be good? Can you please explain that?
I think they're fine.
Was that a good way of asking it?
Yeah, that was good. I think they're fine. I don't think that they're this great team. People think that they're like this. Here's why I think that. This is the real truthful reason.
The real truthful reason. Okay.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Basketball culture has this weird, we've talked about this before. They have this weird thing where if you don't like the flashy new thing, then you just don't know anything, and we need to prop up how great this team is. And if you don't agree, then you're an idiot. And I just the Stars, the Lakers, they're not going to try as hard as Oklahoma City because they're older and they have a lot more mileage on their legs, and they don't care as much. Right.
They're not
as
LeBron can't. Well, LeBron can't do that.
Right.
He can't be the main guy doing all this 82 games.
And neither could any other player with big stars, except for maybe the Timberwolves, because they're young-ish. But
the Knicks the Knicks stars tried hard all season.
Right, but you know what I'm saying. They're the exception, not the rule. Right? Giannis tries hard all season long. There you go. Because he's a freak. But
Tatum.
Again, you're giving me examples of teams that are, and
we're naming all the best players, and they all try hard the regular season.
No, I just think
SGA,
it's different.
Tatum, Giannis.
I think
does Jokic not try in the regular season?
No,
he just puts up these absurd numbers and doesn't try.
I certainly think that there are stretches and games where all of these teams that you mentioned are not going 100%, except for maybe
But
the Knicks.
that happened for the Thunder too. No, it
You think
definitely
so?
happened for the Knicks this year. Yeah. Down the stretch of the season happened a bunch of times with the Thunder. They probably would have won 73 or 74 games.
Okay, so you just think that they're great and that they're gonna just wipe the floor with everyone,
No,
and I don't think
I
they're gonna
think
lose
that
early on.
no, I
I
think it's
think that
fine to have your opinion.
people who depend on free throws that much, take it from someone who loves James Harden and Joel Embiid. The whistle does not come as often in the playoffs. So you don't get the calls, you don't shoot as many free throws, and it takes you out of your element a little bit. And you have to figure out other ways to perform and to score. And I just don't think that they're going to do it. I'm just not. If you want to put your eggs in the SGA basket and the Jalen Williams basket, you're free to do it, man. And listen, a lot
Well,
of
look,
people would
no,
agree with
hold
you.
on a
That's
second.
okay.
No, but I'm not pushing back against your prediction and your opinion that the Thunder won't come out of the West. I'm pushing back on you just saying everyone's fine, and
Yes,
that you're saying
I think they're wildly overrated. That's all. That's all. That's basically what I'm saying in a nutshell.
So
I think they're
so
wildly overrated.
you don't respect 68 wins in the regular season. You think that it's meaningless.
I wouldn't say it's meaningless, but
What
yeah,
does it
it
mean to
doesn't.
you?
It means essentially nothing. It
It
means
doesn't
that
mean- for
It
for the
means that
playoff. You're
there are 4 or 5 teams that I would pick to beat them if they matched up in the Western Conference.
4 or 5 teams. Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. The Lakers, the Clippers, the
Lakers,
Warriors.
Clippers, Nuggets, Timberwolves, maybe the Warriors. Warriors, I think, would
Wow.
be
Okay.
a coin
Alright.
flip.
Okay. How about in the East? Just the
In
Celtics?
the East, Cavaliers, Celtics, Knicks,
The Knicks have got the Knicks would get destroyed by
Pacers,
OKC.
Bucks,
Oh my god.
Hawks.
Okay, you're joking now. All right, we're good. I think you were being
Okay.
serious about the Knicks part.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's a fun little twist. Are you sure that's not your bold take?
Who's got longer arms? Anyone on the Thunder or OG Anarobi?
Very funny.
Oh, Chet Holmgren. Very long arms, man. You might be right. I'm changing my bold prediction. Thunder are going to go 16-0 in the playoffs.
There's a better chance of that happening than
Chet, his arms are so long, dude. You know.
I don't know how I was going to finish. I don't know how I was going to finish that sentence.
I saved you. You're welcome.
You saved me. All right.
By cutting you off.
So you made your bold prediction already.
Yes.
I'm going to make mine now.
Okay.
Everyone thinks I won't use a hyperbole. A lot of people believe that the Pacers-Bucks series is like this great 7-game series. My prediction is the Pacers will sweep the Bucks.
Wow. You're
Yeah.
kidding.
I don't think the Bucks
bold, man.
I don't think the Bucks are great. They're going to be without Dame, and they're really bad defensively. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the Pacers' pace.
Okay. That's pretty bold, man.
You didn't know who to pick in that series.
I didn't, but that's why I'm just thinking. I mean, if you want to pick the Pacers, that's cool. But a clean sweep is
A clean sweep.
definitely pretty
Yeah.
bold. Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts? Who's your champion? Who's your NBA champion?
Oh, Boston. Come on.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you.
So Boston over who? Lakers or Clippers?
Boston over the Lakers.
I'm going to go Boston over the Thunder.
Boston over the Thunder. Okay. God, the friggin' how much would the league love a Lakers Celtics NBA Finals with all that
Yeah.
star power? That would be insane.
Considering you'd be stunned if the Knicks lost this series to the Pistons, what would your expectation be second round? We'll probably talk more about it, but
For the Knicks?
do you think they would push it to 6 games?
Yeah.
Are they going to
I think they would push it to 6 games. I think that the whole regular season shellacking they took is a little overblown. I think I would be very surprised if the games aren't at least like very close. You know, I mean, maybe a team pulls away within the last few minutes, but yeah, I expect most of those games to come down to the wire. And when it comes down to the wire, you know, anybody could take it.
I agree. All right, any last thoughts?
Joel Embiid went to the same knee doctor as Kawhi Leonard, so that's great. Can't wait for that.
Oh
It's
god.
gonna be great.
We're gonna have to put out. We're gonna have to put out the let's more in this 76ers season episode.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to.
By the way, about the Knicks. Last thing before we close up shop here. Saturday, game 1's at 6:00.
Mm.
I have my nephew's birthday party
No,
at
no.
12:00 in Westchester. Now, Westchester's like an hour from me.
Westchester. Oh,
County,
okay.
Westchester County, New York. You're not
Oh,
familiar?
okay. No.
You're really a South Jerseyan.
What? Where is that? Is that like?
It's like I don't even know. It's like west of Manhattan.
Is that like where Nyack is? Like West Nyack?
Yeah, it's like right past Nyack. Yeah, West Nyack.
What county is Nyack in? Orange.
Orange
Orange?
County. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit past that is Westchester County.
Okay.
So anyway, so people just refer to the whole county as well. It's very strange actually how like they refer to the county. Like, people just refer to the county as Westchester.
Yeah, that is
It's not
super
the
weird.
town they're going in Westchester. I actually never really thought about it. It is very strange. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why that's a thing.
That would be like saying I'm going. It's this party in Monmouth.
Yeah, I'm going to
What?
Camden. I'm going to
Yeah.
Middlesex.
Mercer, yeah. Salem.
All right, we can start naming counties. You know, we don't need to do that.
Dude, but I think it'll be good, right? It starts at noon, so you get there at noon, like the second it starts. So
How long
long
does a 4-year-old's birthday party last?
Oh, I don't know, 3 hours.
Stay to help clean up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh no. Oh god. This could be bad. This is gonna be risky. Hopefully they hear this. And then they're like, "Oh, Andrew needs to leave."
Well, dude, you'll be good, and don't forget, like, I don't know. Do you think it'll like tip off at 6? Because a lot of times they say that, and
Nah,
then
it'll
tip
probably
off's
be
not
like
till
6:10.
20 minutes later. Yeah, yeah.
It'll be like 6:10 probably.
All right. So as long as you leave by 5, you're good. I don't think you'll be there for 5 hours.
That's pushing it. You got to get back. I got to take care of the dog. Oh man. Ooh. I really need to leave. I need to leave by 4 for me to feel comfortable.
Oh my god. I still think you'll be good.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't understand how people watch sports on their phones.
I mean, you just do it. There's,
I understand how you physically do it.
Don't overthink
it's not enjoy it. It's not. I don't enjoy it though at all.
No, but it's. I mean, it's like
people
worst
enjoy
case scenario. No, nobody enjoys it.
No, I know people that actually enjoy it. They prefer they'll be at home. My brother-in-law at home watches sports on his phone.
What?
Yeah, sitting on the couch, watches on his phone, watches golf.
Why doesn't he watch the? Oh God. Why doesn't he watch it on the TV?
Well, that answers your question, the golf part, right? Now you know. You can't trust someone that watches golf.
Dude, I actually like. So the Masters happened yesterday.
Well,
and like
Thursday through Sunday, not just yesterday, but yeah.
Right. But like, dude, I'm sorry, but like watching golf. I mean, could you think of a more boring thing to watch on TV?
I can watch it, but people say this about baseball. You're interested in something people aren't. People are interested in something you're not. I don't know.
Could you think of a more boring sport to watch on TV than golf? Honestly,
bowling.
Like, I would rather watch. I don't. That's tough. I don't know.
I think bowling's more boring to watch.
You think?
I really have no interest in watching people like spin a ball into pins. No, not interested.
Wow.
I'd rather watch golf.
I can relate a little bit. Would you rather watch NASCAR?
No, I can't stand that stuff. I really hate that stuff.
Wow.
Actually, I'd rather watch
I'd rather watch NASCAR than golf.
The sport I want to watch least is actually boxing.
Oh, I would much rather watch that than golf.
I just don't find it entertaining to watch. UFC also, I'm not into it at all.
I'm not into it. I could see how people think it's exciting. I've never really cared for it, but
you can't see how people find golf exciting.
Yes, I really can't.
But if someone who's really into golf themselves, you could see how that might then it piques their interest.
I don't know. I guess, but it's like you're just watching.
It's like watching do you ever watch the Food Network?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. Do I watch it? No, but
try to watch a show where they're just cooking stuff and having it's incredibly boring. But for someone that's really into cooking, it's interesting.
Listen. I suppose I don't know. I just can't. I
We
don't
are.
get it.
Where are we? We're talking. What are we talking about now? How did we
I
get here?
don't know.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Let's go Knicks. If you don't subscribe, hit that button.
If you
It's
don't
just that.
subscribe, the Knicks will lose.
Oh, whoa! Really, really subscribe for the Knicks' sake. Have a good one, everyone.
Philly pride insists that's all. Andrew rapping and wild bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems. Philly verse NY. Here we call. Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Loud and clear. Join the chat. It's time to cheer. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, sis, that Brad unite. Philly and Y